They can't join. Okay, well, welcome everyone. In case you don't know us officially, it's Doug and Sharon Farrar, Team Transformers, and there are other leaders on here as well. Nalani is a QNMD, Nalani Valentine. And Karen Orlowski is a QNMD also. Nalani's in like Lake Mary-ish, Orlando area. Karen is in Alpharetta / Cummings, Georgia. And those are two QNMDs. And then Jana is a QSSC in New Mexico. Janie Hawkins is on, coming from like Chicago area. She's a sales coordinator. Danielle should be a sales coordinator. I'm not sure if she is or not. And then Veronica, I'm not sure whether you're QSC or what, but Myrna is new. So welcome to everybody. Myrna's in South Florida with you, Danielle. So Doug's gonna be talking to us today about our customer group. So is Karen. And we can all participate, and also about social media, right, Doug?
Yes, we are almost ready.
Okay, I'll just go over events for the week.
Yeah, and anything anybody's excited about.
Yeah, well, let me go ahead and do this, and then you guys be thinking about anything you're excited about. Sounds good. All right, so just so you're always familiar, systems really help us in our business. So it helps you to not have the same conversations over and over, or have to text a million people over and over individually. I'm gonna just mute you while you're typing. And so anyway, here's one of our systems for our team, Team Transformers Facebook. And so this is where, as I collect flyers for the week, I put them up in the featured section. So when you go on here, it says discussion, but when you go on your phone, it says featured. And sometimes you can't see it, especially if nobody comments. If people would comment on here, it would stay up at the top in the feed also, but it is in the featured or pinned post, okay? So Mondays and Thursdays are the lunch and learn. Everybody's invited. Tonight, I'm going to be doing the one simple change presentation. I encourage you to invite people because it's an intimate setting where I'm talking to your people, and then afterwards they can ask questions. We can have a conversation. I'm in no hurry, and that's at 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. And then here's the Empowered in an Hour. They lead you through good ideas of what to do for your business every day. It's like a work session. So, it has inviting, it has follow-up and all that. Doug does it every morning at 8, and there's other people that do it different times of the day. So that's usually, if you don't see it here, it's also in Voxer, Team Transformers Voxer. And when you're ready, you're new, could be overwhelming if you get overwhelmed easily, then just get on one-on-one Voxer on, where we can have conversations with you. But afterwards, you want to get into the team chat so that you can get flyers as they come, and also teachings. This is somebody who's doing a coaching for $19 this week, and it's all week at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, Brandon Barber, and he's really good. Okay, then if you know some healthcare professionals, whether they're already on our team or not, or customers or people you just met and had conversations with about Juice Plus, this is the perfect next step because it's meant for healthcare professionals. Your mitochondria are the key to your health span. Okay, so I think that's great. She's going to talk about the mitochondria because that is our energy stores, right, Nalani? All right, and then if you are a sales coordinator and above, there is a leadership university, and you can see, it's all the time each month. So August 20th, which is tomorrow at 12 Eastern. And then we've got the Spanish Zoom, which is Wednesday, right, at 8. So Myrna, you're gonna like that. Veronica, you're gonna like that.
Hey, was that Lucy from the Power Hour that comes on?
Oh, that is,
I
yeah.
think so.
Great. That's really good. The psychology and education of diabetes. You guys can correct me if you're if I did that wrong. This was something I found and it sounded really good in Next Gen. The flyer is a little small on here, but that's also going to be a business Zoom. Generations United Embrace Health, Wealth, and Digital Opportunities. So if you've been talking to somebody about the business, This sounds
Interesting.
really good for, it sounds like they're
Can
gonna
you
be
read the text? It's real small. Can you read that for us?
discover how to boost your health and harness digital tools to create a flexible income stream from anywhere. This Zoom event is perfect for everyone from college students and young professionals to seasoned workers and retirees. Connect with people of all ages and backgrounds as we unite to thrive together. I mean, it sounds like the perfect event.
I
Okay?
know. Any chance you want to watch that on your birthday
No,
at 8 at night?
maybe, yeah.
It could be a date.
Well, we've already got, 3 o'clock scheduled now, 8 o'clock. I mean, gotta have time to be a princess too. So, yeah, that sounds really good if you can remember to do that. All right, becoming Project Broadcast savvy. I know a lot of you use Project Broadcast, so I thought I'd put this in there. Allison Porter's really good at this, and she's having a little class. All right, so you can check that out. Amy Getz is one of our mentors. This is next Monday, so plan for that as a training for you and your team. And then there's 2 back to school events. This one, August 27th, and then also, what is this date? August 28th with Dr. Sears and Dr. Sarant. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. And I know here in Jacksonville, if anybody has anybody in Jacksonville, August 29th, we have our kind of back to school with Valerie Miles in Jacksonville. So if you have anybody up this way, then let us know. And then this just goes on. Okay, then we're going to Phoenix. We're gonna have amazing speakers. Amazing Phil Jones. We got this book a long time ago. It says exactly what to say. He's got other books, and he's gonna be one of our main stage speakers. Travis Garza is gonna be awesome, and all of our other great people. If you miss conference, why not pick out a boot camp to go to? November 8th through 10th. This is going to be in Georgia, Waynesboro, Georgia, not too far up into Georgia. If you're from Florida, it shouldn't be too difficult. And then you can always fly in. Okay, so that's kind of a rundown, but one more thing. Don't get mad, Doug.
No,
Wait,
it's good.
where did I put it? Okay, one more thing. Let me do a refresher on this screen. I didn't see this till later, that there's also a customer care Zoom tonight, which I thought was really good. We all like to do better customer care. That's going to be at 6:50 p.m. Eastern, 5:50 Central. So you could go on there at 7, right? Yeah. 7 o'clock with Leanne Harris. She's good, right? And then you might as well just have a little break, then invite Tech Splits till 9, get some people on, and we'll make it happen. All right, that's it for me.
Well, we have another event that I forgot to even tell you about yet, Sharon. And this is
Oh,
something that Karen and I are putting together. It's on August 26th. Is that correct? Because we got to check that date.
oh,
Is Monday the
that's-
26th?
yes, but that conflicts with Amy Getz, I believe. So maybe you could change that a little bit.
I'll have to talk to my partner in crime, Karen.
What time is Amy Getz?
8,
Uh,
but I mean, you could. It's 2 different types of things.
it is
Because-
well, we could do 7:30. I don't know. We can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just put the wrong date on the file name of the poster, so let me change that real quick over here. There we go. So we're doing it 2 times. Then this is going to be a cool event because we have a cool lineup of different types of people. You have moms like Karen. We have a pharmacist in Melissa that's going to talk about all the shots and getting sick and immune system. We have school administrator, me, and a school teacher, Jennifer Judd. And then we have Denzel Hill, a college and student athlete, to talk about fueling for those after-school football practices and stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool, like a pretty diverse event where it's quick-moving stories and little bits of information, 3 to 5 minutes per little segment. And then Karen's going to go over Juice Plus and how that works, and then it'll be done. So we're doing 2 of those, and I feel very strong about this event. We were planning it, and it looks really good. So we have a great group on today. Here's what we want to do. Karen and I have been wanting to do this for a long time, and it's finally happening, and we're really excited about it. And you guys may not, is everybody in the Simple Changes to Better Health health group on Facebook. I think almost everybody on for our team uses it as their. We used to use it as a customer group. Just for clarification, Nalani, do you have a separate group still, or are you using that group? You're using that group. Simple Changes, okay. And then my other point of clarification is Stacy's team. Do they have their own health group, or do they use our Simple Changes to Better Health?
We use your Simple Changes.
Okay, so this is a group of, thousands of people, and I'm gonna let Karen just speak to like what the problem was and what we're hoping for in the solution. Go ahead, Karen. Freestyle.
So yeah, so I will tell you what I thought the challenge was that I feel like we were very limited. We kept calling it a customer group just for customers. And there's too many people. We want to make that to where we're educating, we're posting events, we're, doing challenges, we do all this stuff, but why not invite other people? So for the last several years, I've just invited whoever. Like when we were doing Croctober in there, I went into this moms group on Facebook and I just started inviting all the and I added like 50 people in it. So I never in my mind considered it just a customer group. But the problem is you invite all those people in there, and unless we're consistent we got to be consistent, right? We got to be consistent with challenges. We have to be consistent with the education. We have to be consistent with fun recipes, fitness tips, just all this stuff. We can't go like, oh my gosh, we're going to go strong with a squat challenge and then ghost people for 3 months and then come back and think they're going to follow us. People are I'm in, I don't even know how many groups. So if we can provide the value, people will start to come to our group and see us as the lighthouse. I mean, that's how they teach us to be, right? To get our friends to come to us. Well, wouldn't it be great to have everybody do that? But it's hard when it's, just me posting and just 2 or 3 people posting. So we really need it to come from everybody. And for everybody to see that as a resource to put not just your customers, but prospects, make sure your team members are in there, make sure your team members know to invite their prospects and their customers to that. So I think that was the biggest challenge, excuse me, was the consistency, not keeping up with it. We would do, something strong 1 month, Croctober, and then we would go, ghost people for a couple of months.
Yeah. And you guys are probably in some groups that are rather successful, like if you're in I think of the Forks Over Knives group. They're always providing good content. There's always good questions in there. I'm also in some McDougall groups, where they share recipes. They share how come we're limiting oil? How come we're doing this? Why can't I eat this? And then people are just chiming in and giving links, and it's really, really good and engaging. So that's the vision for the group. And I think the main change is that we're going from saying, and I know I still say it sometimes because it's so ingrained, it's not a customer group. I'm just calling it the Simple Changes group or the health group. And to move from just having a customer group, because if you think about it, what is the point of a customer group? I mean, how many of you are customers of products that you're loyal to? Like, what if I drink like Aquafina water? Do I want to be in an Aquafina water group? It's like, no, I bought it already. Like, what's the big deal? So what we really want to do is provide a group that isn't just about Juice Plus. It isn't about customer care. It's about bringing valuable content. Okay, and what we're going to do is, and what kind of put us over the edge, maybe not Karen, it put me over the edge, was a training I did about customer groups or VIP groups with Bob Heilig. And I finally caught the vision and I realized, oh my gosh, and it kind of coincided with this squat challenge, which I have like 4 people doing a squat challenge with us. And I'm telling you, when I play pickleball now, it's like I have to talk to Doug Masters about the squat challenge because, by the way, he's doing advanced and quadruples it in 4 sets a day. And so he's at like 200 squats or something right now, or more. He's going to end up at like 400. It's amazing. This guy is just like insane.
So
and he's
Doug,
good.
I think what you said, like in the back of my head, that was always my thing. Like this could be more, but I could never communicate it and I couldn't tell you how and why. And then when I watched some of his videos, I was like, that's it. And I invited you to join and that he says it perfectly. Like if you are not using your VIP group, you are missing out.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're missing out on a couple of opportunities. And so let me so that's our vision, is to create a healthy, supportive community. Um I know everybody isn't, you don't have to be exclusively plant-based to be in there, but our company is about plants, right? If you haven't noticed, it's all kind of focused on plants and nutrition. Now, in the future, that could open up a little bit, but it's always going to be in that kind of like biohacking space. But for now, I mean, we're not calling it a plant-based community, but that's primarily our focus. But also the core four, I'd say, is really our focus, right? Um, we're going to create that type
How
of a
about you have
space,
some lunch first, Mama?
but we're also going to make sure that we are educating about our products and helping people. Now, I'm going to try to do something here because I want to show a few slides. Spotlight for everybody. And does this work? Can you see me and a yes. I just can't see you guys now. Oh, there you are. Okay, so we're all good. So why it matters. All right, so let's talk about why it matters. You're going to reach more people. So what the deal here is, what I was saying is that we're doing the squat challenge, and the people that I invited are not Juice Plus customers. I invited them in because I had a reason to, because Karen created the squat challenge, and it's been very effective. Now, they're not customers yet, but now I have, if you really understand how we share Juice Plus, it's all about relationships. It's all about having conversations based around health and nutrition and the core four, which is, water, sleep, nutrition, and exercise. So it's creating those conversations for those people at a much deeper level than I usually would be able to have a conversation with them initially. So inviting people in and then us having good content is going to allow you to reach more people, grow your network, and you're going to build trust with people because you're a person that's of influence. You're the one that invited them into this group. Even better is if you become somebody who's active in the group yourself, because bottom line is this, Karen is winning. I'm winning in there now too because I'm posting, and they're going to see me. And plus we have badges, so there's going to be admins, which are going to be very few people. We're going to be changing that. So if you're currently an admin, we were just handing those out like, like chiclets earlier, but we're going to take some of that back. There's going to be just a few admins, but then there's going to be moderators. If you want to be involved at that level and actually have like assignments, then you can reach out to Karen or myself. We're going to have a Zoom meeting to kind of go over what that means. But the reason why that's a good idea, if you're like going to be involved or have vision for this, is because that makes you one of those top contributors in the group. It makes you a moderator. It makes you like one of those people that are, like they say, whoever's at the front of the room, that's who's making the most money. So I always like to make sure that I'm involved in contributing to things instead of just kind of taking. Now, of course, you don't have to do that. That if you put prospects in the group, we are still going to provide great content. The only kind of, not sketchy, but thing to kind of figure out as we go is what happens when Karen is posting great content, but I'm not, but somebody's involved. And what if Karen kind of becomes friends with that person? What if they then reach out and say, Karen, what was that Juice Plus stuff? Can you tell me more about the gummies? Now Karen has a decision to make. Is Karen going to really go down that road? Or is she going to say, well, hey, Susie, who invited you to the group? Oh, well, Doug did. All right, well, I reach out with Doug. He's going to get you all set up and squared away on that. Or she can do another post explaining about the gummies and tag that person if she wants to be nice. But what we never want to do, we always want to make sure we realize inside of that group, a lot of the people that aren't customers already are going to be other people's prospects. And there's going to be former customers in there too, which you might think, oh my gosh, we have to get our former customers out. No, it's a health group. And it's actually easier to get a former customer back on the product than to go out and find a new customer as well. You have to just keep educating and providing value. Remind them why they wanted it in the first place. All right, so you're going to reach more people. You're going to have we're going to have a friendly space. We're going to focus on helping and providing value, not just selling products. Because if you haven't noticed on social media, when you go out and you try to sell products, it doesn't work too good, does it? Yeah. I'll just leave that silence, that awkward silence there. It doesn't. All right. So don't ever be fooled. I know you see those people doing those salesy posts. It's like, hit me up in my DMs to get a link. Guess what? They don't spend a lot of time following up because nobody is putting, send me the link in the DMs. It doesn't work. Okay. We're also going to be able to show real results with testimonies and stories from not only partners, but customers. You're going to get more and more credibility because, especially if you're involved in the group, they're going to see you as an expert and somebody that they can trust. Okay, so this will help you guys build your business because you're going to be able to engage your prospects in a way where you're not just reaching out to them on DMs saying, hey, did you watch that video I sent you? Now they're going to be in a group, and maybe this other guy, they call him the other Doug, or maybe I'm the other Doug at pickleball, but we're the double Dougs. And I can now just provide content. He's in that group. So now as we provide content, he's going to get educated. And then when I follow up with him eventually and say, hey, Doug, have you really thought about taking Luminate? Or, hey, Doug, here's a sample that Luminate we posted in the group. I want you to try it before your pickleball tournament. Tell me how it goes. You know, things like that are going to be able to happen. And yes, there's third party. I see Karen putting stuff in there. Karen, I'll stop yapping in just a second. We're going to keep our customers loyal by educating them. We know they float away sometimes. They forget why they even use the product to begin with. And maybe happy customers will refer people. If our content's good enough, customers are actually going to invite friends into the group because it's valuable. You know, I know the stuff that I'm good at, like the reels I do about like making hummus and other recipes. I can get like thousands of views on those reels. So I'm going to focus on a lot of that kind of content in the group. Yeah. So, and I think another great thing is you grow your leadership. You know, as you are now a contributor, you will now grow as a leader. You'll feel some responsibility. I know sometimes some of you guys, and probably not as much the people that are on a Lunch and Learn, but if you're watching this replay, sometimes you're afraid of like overcommitting and is this going to take too much time? And oh my gosh. But if you just go with it and have fun, you got to just do stuff. And it gets fun if you just like go for it. Be somebody that contributes to a group. Use this as a place to build your prospects, and you're going to have a lot more fun. You'll be seen more as a leader. Kind of like we hear this from Stacy Turner, you know, like how do you go to a new town and like build your business? Well, you don't just hang around. I mean, it's good to go to church, you know, even for networking purposes, but it's even better if you decide to run a small group or teach a mom's group. Run sourdough classes, you know, do things like that. Now you're attracting more and more people to you. Karen, what thoughts do you have on all this?
I mean, I put a lot of them in the chat where
Okay.
one of the main reasons you want to post is because then your friends see that. When Doug posts, sometimes my friends see that, but I get a lot more comments from my friends when I post. So I don't know how that all works, the algorithm, but I guess because when their friend posts in a group, you're more likely to see that. Maybe that's how they have it set up. And then I know that Sharon has helped me get some complete orders from that group because she is obsessed with if anybody doesn't know, she's obsessed with the shake, specifically the chocolate, and she will post that. And I've had people reach out to say, okay, tell me more. Like they don't comment on the post, but they'll send me a DM and they'll say, okay, tell me more about this shake. So I may have said something, but they need that coming from that third party. So that's the other great thing about this. Oh gosh, I have not done anything to this. So that's the other great thing about this group too, right? Is that I may have talked to somebody, but then they hear it from Sharon or Doug or Stacy or Nalani. Like however they may say it may be better, or it just clicks, or what's that from the right? You can't be a preacher in your own land. Sometimes that's just the case. So, and then most of you guys are posting healthy stuff on your timelines. And I know for the longest time I was guilty of this, where I would post something and then I would forget to put it in simple changes. So if we can simply just get into the habit, we're not asking you to, recreate the wheel and, oh my gosh, can you do some research on soy and do like, we don't want you to spend too much time on this. But if you're doing a thing where you simply just, like I broke my ankle, went to the gym, posted, literally just took 2 pictures, me with the boot. I was on the, on the, oh my gosh, what do they call it? The elliptical. It was like, so my feet were up on the thing, but I was still doing the arms. Like, just do some inspiration, do some fitness tips. We think people know some of that generic stuff. People don't know about water, right? Maybe they don't know about different things. So it's just, I think people love recipes. Overall, they love recipes. One of the things I have in my calendar to do, and I wanted to wait until we talked about this, and I don't know if Sharon or Doug or you want me to do it, is I really think we should do a poll. We should do a poll, like, what would you like to see more of in this group? Recipes, fitness challenges, whatever, and like list a few things to kind of see where people are. I imagine recipes, because people just always are challenged with recipes. So
Yeah, I love doing recipes. So we have to keep in mind. So a couple of things about posting in the group. We're not going to get probably too deep into how to post, because I really have some social media training I want to do around that pretty soon. We might touch on it today, but let's take a look at the group right now together here. And one thing that can happen is, like right now, the squat challenge is happening. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is to go in there. We're not going to turn off yet. We're not going to turn off posting for everybody. We might, we have some things we're working out too. We have to figure out, but right now, Karen, do we have post approval turned on right now? We do. Unless you're a moderator, then you get to post automatic. That's why we're going to, okay, so we have posting turned on, post approvals. That means when you do a post, we'll see a notification and we make sure it's not, like conflicting or redundant or about something that isn't correct for the group. For instance, the squat challenge, like today's day 19, I picked the most irritating picture ever. But if we don't limit this, for instance, if I want to, let's say you did your squats, you're super excited, and we saw this happen a bunch last week. People will go into the group and they'll just like do a post, done with my squats for today, and they'll do like put a video up of them doing squats. Well, there's already a day 19 squat challenge post asking you to report in. And this is where you're supposed to report in. So it's nice if we stay on that. And the reason is this, it's not like we're trying to censor you or something. It's just, we don't want 10 million posts about the squat challenge every day. Pretty soon people are going to be like, this squat challenge is out of control. I'm not even doing it. Let me get out of this group. You know what I mean? So here's day 16. But the nice thing is we have the squat challenge, but Karen did a welcome new member. So we're going to do things like this for you guys, where when you do bring people into the group, I think it's once a week, we'll welcome our new members, and we'll do things like that. But then there's other things when, like Erin had it was a squat related, but it's funny because she put a funny video. Perhaps I'd be more consistent with the squats if I use this method. And I think it's great when there's just random things that are appropriate. Bridget Graham, National Creamsicle Day. Who knew? But here's a recipe for it. I mean, we didn't ask her to do this, but it's just great. And now, wouldn't this be a great thing on her wall? I hope it was on her wall too. And it should be. What should really happen is Bridget posts about things like creamsicles and Juice Plus shakes and how to make it. And then she's like, oh, this is a good, healthy post. Let me put it into the customer group. I do notice, Karen, you do this, and so do I. Sometimes when somebody does this post, we'll just put on their post, hey, this is great. Can you put it in the customer group, or can you put it in the health group? Now, I don't mind doing that on your posts, guys, because I think it also reminds people, because you might be afraid to be saying, like, I have a health group. You want to join it? But if I say, oh my gosh, Bridget, this is an awesome post. Can you forward this over to our health group? Then and she can write, yeah, sure, I did, it's done. And then some people are going to be like, what is this health group? All right. So you know, Karen with a good one, plant-based athletes. Karen, you're just as addicted as I am now to forks over knives. Another good article. You know, so we are getting some value-based content, trying to inspire people. And I am seeing some new names that I don't recognize interacting. So I think we are getting more interaction. In fact, when I go and I check I don't know if you check the statistics, Karen, but we are getting more. I mean, it's bumped up just since I think you and I and a few other people just said, hey, let's really do this thing. You know, and another thing that's coming up, and it's like this close to being done, is we're going to have a welcome video. You know, the welcome video is like Sharon and I and Karen and a few others that submitted little tiny videos, and we're going to that way when people are new to the group, they're going to have an opportunity to see that video, and just so they know what the group is about, so that we invite them and welcome them to post and all that good kind of stuff. Any comments or questions? Or Karen, you got anything you want to jump in with? I'm doing a good job.
Yeah. You're covering you're covering everything. So
I'm hitting all the bases.
yep.
All right.
I mean, the biggest thing really is, you know, we're trying to get you guys, you know, some of you guys to be more active in there to help it, because not, you know, this is not my group, right? Nobody wants to just see me posting. And the other thing too is like Michelle Fletcher for the squat challenge. She got her team members involved. So her day is every, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. And so she's got a different team member posting those days. So don't feel like it's got to be just you. I mean, who on our team couldn't post once a month, you know? So.
Yes. All right. You guys know me. I'm always
Does
trying to
anybody get excited about this? Anybody see value in this?
Absolutely. Absolument. And that's because there's a whole, it's obvious that it's all about being healthy. It's not us trying to sell you anything. It's just come on along, let's have some fun. And when people actually start experiencing it, they'll be bringing other people in, I'm sure. You know, so I think the purpose, yeah, lots of value. The whole thing is about value, 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 value. And we're finally giving it without looking for something in return.
And that's the biggest thing. Now we need to start putting some Juice Plus in there, but not a lot. Like it's a small percentage, but we need to strategically be able to put that in there, but have still people say, I'm okay seeing that because they provide so much value, you know, and then eventually, hopefully, you know, they'll get started if they don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think
and that's what it's about.
And I think this reflects more of, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of wondering what we're supposed to do on social media. I'm tired of, we were just talking about this morning on the Power Hour, how there's this void of instruction from our company and even our uplines about the right way to post and what we're really supposed to do. And so what happens is the other people come in and they fill the void. Okay, you have your Bob Heiligs, your Kristen Bosses, and there's some good stuff if you know how to go to those trainings. I'm convinced some people go to the trainings because as leaders, you know the old saying, leaders are readers. It's like you're a sponge. It's like you're a supercomputer and you're just gathering in new information, but always remembering that your brain is the your thoughts are the most valuable thing you own. It's unique to you. That's why I'm very passionate about note systems and just keeping your thoughts and gathering data that you are excited about. Especially, forget it, don't even get me going about how AI is coming, and now that you can use AI to like read through all the posts and links and information and your own journal stuff, even to have it like a business buddy with you. So I'm not going to go on that tangent yet, but more coming from that later. But some people go to trainings because they are doing it the right way, and that is so that we can get better skills and grow. Okay. Other people go to trainings because they're confused and kind of scared and they're unsure. And they go and they kind of watch the training and then they say, "Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do." And they just kind of go all in with that. And they don't put it through the filter of things like, I mean, Kurt Beavers, Wendy Campbell, Doug and Sharon Farrar, Julie Herbst. These are all people that have been doing this business for 25, 35, even 40 years sometimes. And you can't just, I mean, listen, Kristen Boss is great. However, she is not a Juice Plus NMD. She has not walked our walk and talked our talk and been down our road. And I hate to tell you, but what we do is different than selling perfume or cosmetics or hair products or essential oils. It's just different. Okay, so we are unique. And we need to run it through that filter. So this reflects more of us moving toward things we should be doing in the social media space. We're going to be doing more training on that and discussing it more. And I think that will help you guys. Let's see. So
I would like to, I want to say two
Yeah.
things before I forget. So you were mentioning how people are going to invite people in. As one of the admins, I do approve people when they request to join or somebody does that. And I always look like, who do they know, whatever. And there are people coming in saying, "Oh, I'm a friend of Sally Smith." And Sally Smith is not a team member, right? She's in there and she's a friend of somebody. So we are getting that happening, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
The other thing too, I want to let people know, it kind of circles back to what Doug said. Like, we don't want to make people think that, we are trying to, oh gosh, edit them or censor them or whatever. But sometimes there's been like some posts where I'll say, "Hey, you know what? That's a great post. I'll leave somebody a message, but I'm going to approve it, but can you go in and make this change?" And that is really specific to, especially when you are talking about Juice Plus products, because you don't want me in there posting about the shakes and then trying to draw people to me. You want to put something about how, reach out to the person who invited you into this group, because we do want to direct it back to whose friend that is.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about how to invite people to the group. Sharon's giving me some prompts. I like it. Keep them coming, honey. But inviting people to the group. So how do you invite? I gave a little bit of an example before. I use like the squat challenge. Now, one thing about the things that Karen said, first of all, earlier she said something about how, she's been doing this actually years and go through and she'll invite 50 people and blah, blah, blah. Just to be clear, Karen isn't going into a random mom group and spamming people she doesn't know and just saying, "Hey, join this great health group, join this," until she gets finally kicked out of the group. We have seen somebody invite, hundreds of people in the last few months, and I just delete when I see I have 200, because we'll get a notice like you have 250 new invites. Well, I'll start getting texts from Karen and Melissa like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on in the group? What's going on in the group? Are these Russian hackers or whatever?" But you'll go to the group, they're all invited by one person, and it's obviously that person has been inviting in a way that isn't going to get them results anyway. So no offense to that person, I'll send them a message, say, hey, I just deleted all those invites. But it's a pain in the butt. I don't want to go through them and delete 250 invites. So please don't do that. Don't spam the invites to the group. You invite to the group the same way that you would invite to any other call to action. Okay, you're going to hear us talk sometimes about a CTA. That's a call to action on a post. Okay, so let's say you are in a Crunchy Moms group or something like Sharon, and I know Karen is, and a bunch of other people. Those are great groups, by the way, because those are moms that are always looking for solutions, and you have solutions. So if you're in the group, it's back to school time and blah, blah, blah. Now somebody could be saying, oh my gosh, school's starting and they've only been there 2 days and I've already got sniffles. What are you guys doing to combat the cold and flu already in school? That's like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching when you see that post in the group. Now, you don't need to go spam. Don't go spam world. Okay, you're going to be learning more about how we post in the next few lunch and learns. You don't want to go in there and have what Bob Heilig would call a transactional post or comment. You don't say, oh my gosh, Juice Plus is the answer. It will build your immune system and your child won't get sick anymore. The gummies are delicious. Here's my link, or hit me up in my DMs. Again, you're going to hear crickets. Then you're going to be all depressed. You're going to call us and say, it doesn't work. The business just doesn't work. Well, no, it works. You can't do things that would make you hate other people, okay? Because people will hate you. So instead, you start a conversation, say, oh, I know, I feel it. It's like, same here. I'm always conscious of building up the immune system and blah, 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 blah. And you might not even mention the products. You might just talk about packing healthy lunches, like, oh, well, I have a group that I'm in that we're all about hacks and packing healthier lunches and stuff. You don't even have to say, do you want an invite to the group? You just have to say you're in a group. What would you say to that person? Oh my gosh, how do I get into that group? Now, the admins don't even have to, you can't even upset the admins by advertising something. I mean, Sharon did this recently, or somebody did. They went, and I think Sharon copied it and it worked. And you just go in and say, I'm really loving these sourdough classes, making so much good bread.
That was
And you have a picture of sourdough.
Jesse.
Oh, that's Jesse, yeah. And then you just innocently oh my gosh, I love this sourdough I've been making and all these classes, so many people making great sourdough bread and it's healthier. People will be all over you like crazy. And then you invite them into the group. So same thing with, now if we have a challenge, you can be more direct and just be like, hey, friends, we're doing in my healthy Facebook group, we're doing a squat challenge this month. 30-day challenge. Anybody want to join us? And it works. Okay. So that's how you invite casually. I like that word. Never be pushy. We gave some examples, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So the admins are going to welcome people like you saw Karen do. We're going to create a rough content calendar to make sure that we're posting about different things. Because as you'll see, there's types of content we want to do. And then we'll run monthly challenges. They probably won't be 30 days in nature. We're still kind of fighting that stuff out, but that's okay. And if you feel like you wish you could post more, or why do they have to moderate, and why are they so controlling and da-da-da, that's fine. Just be active in the group, and you're going to end up getting an invite to be a part of the committee. We want people that are helping, not people that are just spamming, okay? Because we all want to be on the same page to keep the group kind of, somebody said it on here, less noise or something. I love this book I read once called Less Clutter, Less Noise. It's a good way to live. Okay, so here's basically the types of content that we would post. And by the way, this is basically a social media training on its own, because these are the different things you would post basically. And you always want to do value and connection is like 80% of your posts. Okay, sharing tips and examples, recipes, wellness tips. This is what you should be doing on your wall. You don't even have to mention Juice Plus. Oh, wait a second. Oh, this is my better list down here. Hold on. I had two lists because I care. All right, value content, provide helpful information, nutrition tips, fitness advice, health benefits of certain foods. You see these posts all the time on your Juice Plus friends' walls, right? Here's the trick. You got to control yourself, guys. Because let me ask you this. If somebody gives you, I mean, is Patrick still on here? But Patrick, I'm sorry, I'm going to give a makeup tip here, okay? I'm not going to give a makeup tip. I'm going to reference a makeup tip. You don't want my makeup tips. I'll give you hair advice, everybody. But so let's say you're talking about like, you know, like lips. I don't even know what you guys think about. I mean, I don't know how you guys do it. But so you're talking about lips and you sell lipstick. Okay, I mean, I don't know if this is even a good example, but you'll get the point. You give this great tip about lips, but then at the end, it's like you can't help it. You got to mention your lipstick or your link or something. Once somebody does that, doesn't that bring up like this like defense mechanism? Like, oh, sales radar is up. Boom, sale. They're selling. And there's something about that now, not everybody. I mean, and you could make the case, well, the right people are going to respond because I gave them a call to action. Okay, keep on doing it. But I'll tell you what, I know I see the 12-month analysis from anybody I want to on the whole team. And I promise you, the hit me up in the DM mermaid posts are not working. Okay? It's not working. You need to provide value to people around your niche market, your area of influence, whatever your specialty is. Mine would be like growing plants and eating plants and having healthy recipes. That's my thing. Okay, so that's what that's why if you ever get tired of forks over knives links, sorry, that they provide good content and I take from them. Okay. Don't mention the Juice Plus company. Resist the urge to be like, hit me up for more information. Or I know like Kristen Boss does the thing now where you ask a question, and asking a question is a great way to engage people. But don't ask a question that people can see right through it because you're actually selling in your question. We all know you're doing it if you're doing it. So you're not fooling anybody. Just remember that. Don't try to be slick. Actually provide value. All right. I don't know if I can say any more. I probably have upset people already, but this is the new me. This is me not on a statin. Okay. I've gotten my life back. Be careful of those medications. Eat healthy instead. It's amazing what not being on medications will do. It's like your brain clears up. All right. So the next type of thing is connection content. So they build trust. They're designed to interact with people. You know, maybe it's about your values, your beliefs in life. You know, it could be, you know, just connecting with people. It could be like a mom post. It could be like a golf post for me. Those are my connection contents. My golf posts, hanging out with my family, work, the never-ending work on the Porsche that might never run, just, you know, doing life. Oh, drums. I played drums at church this weekend. A lot of people don't even know I'm a drummer anymore. It's crazy. That was like my whole identity. So I decided to just shoot some video from inside the drum booth at the church service. Now I'm going to go back and overlay it with the original song. So you see me playing the song and it's like, oh, cool. And people will find that entertaining. What's the point? I'm connecting with people. I'm making me a human being. Okay. By the way, you don't need to like show yourself playing drums and then say, I can do this because I'm fully, or like, what if I was playing drums and I'm like fully illuminated? Oh my gosh, I can't even make fun of myself how lame that would be. Okay, let's just move on because that is a different kind of post. And you get to do those cheesy posts once in a while, but they're like 1 in 20. All right. Now we get to proof content. That's like testimonies. And we need to do more of this in our customer group, right, Karen? We're going to figure out how to find customers who love this stuff. You know, Sharon's always running her mouth about how she's got like customers from 20 years ago. Well, I want to hear from one of those. How about a video? That'd be awesome. How about instead of me talking about my mom and her diabetes and how she doesn't have to be on medication anymore, what if she shot a video? Wouldn't that be cute? Yes. Okay. I think there's so many things we could do, you know, like Nalani has just been through so much, and she's done Juice Plus is a part of her recovery journey, even just recently, you know, so like we share that. Juice Plus is a part of my journey in cardiac disease, and I truly believe that the constriction of the artery article that saved my life because I was 90-something% blocked. I could have had a bucket of chicken wings and had a heart attack. Okay, so we need all the proof stuff to come out. All right, and then our last type of content we think about is invitation content. That's where we're actually inviting people to events. There is once in a while, if you've been providing value, if you've been providing you know, like what do you call it, connection content, and maybe it does include Luminate. You know, if I'm illuminating at pickleball, I can do that, but I just don't do it in a creepy way. But eventually you do say, hey, I'm putting in some orders for Luminate. We totally love this stuff. Let me know if you want me to put an order in for you. There you go. Inviting to the mission. Notice here, this is from Bob Heilig on a social media post. Never make a direct ask for a sale or join the team on a social media post. Always have to have a conversation or connect. All right, so it's more like if you want to get started on Luminate, here it comes. Hit me up. Hit me up. Put Lumi in the comments. Now that sounds kind of funny, but I was overhearing Sharon at the pickleball court the other night. I actually heard a lady come up to Sharon and say, I need a Lumi. Sharon's training them on the language. All right. So with that said, I do want to move into kind of land in the plane of any questions, comments, could be about the group, social media, clarifications, anything that you guys want to have questions answered about all this, or if Karen wants to add anything, or Sharon or any other leaders.
Yeah, and I know you already did it, but just please reach out to us. And I'm thinking about some of the leaders specifically that if you want to join, we're not going to be, this Voxer group is not going to be, you know, overwhelming to people, but it's where we are going to be. Like right now, we're trying to talk about September. So we would like input, and we'd also, you know, like some more people to join. For the squat challenge, we had 5 people. And we just are posting Monday through Friday. So
I'll just mention, you guys all have gifts and talents, and I see Arlene's name on here. I was just
about
her.
to say the same exact thing.
Arlene, you can make a huge difference.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
In her own family and you know, anybody that interacts with her. She could go on there and show proper cutting techniques, and we'd all be amazed. I mean, just the way she is in the kitchen. And many of you have different skills that you can just contribute and not ask for a sale, but share your gifts and talents. That's what it's all about. You're already
I'm seeing
doing it with
Patrick on here
somebody.
too. Patrick, you're using this as a customer group, maybe, I think. And if you're not, you're welcome to. And Patrick is a professional golf caddy. It'd be great to have more guys that are involved. And Patrick is like making his own sunscreen and stuff, and uses omegas on his skin because he's out there in the sun so much. And I will say, I'm going to call out the ladies here too. Shame on you guys. If your husbands are on Facebook, get them in the dang group. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm sharing like tips for not having a heart attack, and half the husbands out of the ladies that are going to see this video are, they got one foot on the grave and another one on a banana peel because they're eating poorly. And listen, if you don't know your numbers, you got to know your numbers, and the numbers probably aren't good. You can usually tell by just looking at somebody. Okay? And I'm sorry if that hurts somebody, but we're talking about saving lives. Our mission is not a joke. It's for real. So why not put them in the group? I don't care if they don't ever say anything in that group. At least get them in there. Maybe they'll see a random post where Patrick talks about, how to avoid getting skin cancer when you're out in the sun 12 hours a day like he is and does it for a living. Maybe it's going to save somebody from skin cancer, so put them in there. All right, any other questions, comments? Stacy, I honestly thought your team was primarily in a different group. So this video that we're going to do to welcome, we'll call it version 1, is 99.9% done. So I'm just going to go ahead and say we're going to stick with that initial first video. But at conference, we're going to definitely be shooting some more video. I'm going to bring a lapel mic and stuff, and we'll get some fun stuff going for the group there, and maybe shoot some opening segments of the group together. So version 2 definitely will be featuring you and some of your leaders too. I apologize.
Oh, no worries, Doug.
She's so great. Anybody else? Jennifer Judd, what's on your mind today?
Too many things.
Okay. Okay.
Shout out to Lisa Swift, who's on here. Sideline buddy NMD. What?
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Lisa, do you have any thoughts about the stuff we're rolling out here?
Well, you're inspiring me more to get back into my customer page. So I do, because we've kind of got lazy on that. So, and I loved all your tips. No, this is great. It's good motivation. I think we all need it.
I think I realized at some point, to be transparent, Karen has had vision for that group for a long time, and she would kind of like bug me about the group every once in a while, and then I would feel bad and kind of make a half-hearted effort to improve my involvement in the group, and then it would just fall off. And then eventually I felt guilty and decided to step things up in the group. But it wasn't until I truly, it's like everything else in life. We do things because we have vision for why it's going to benefit us. That's just the way we are. Okay. And once I realized we're missing out on an opportunity to educate our customers, to put prospects in there and develop a health community where people are learning about our products, and we're getting credibility from posting in there. It's like, okay, I need to step it up. And like I said, I was surprised with this squat challenge, how like I was able to just do what we said we should do. And we were just doing it behind the scenes, and next thing you know, it's like, oh my gosh, it makes me think like, why are we running things on Zooms? We get people on a Zoom and we never see them again. But if we run our events in the customer or the health community, now they're in the health community and they're going to see everything we post forever. Not always, but maybe.
Yeah, and I think people like that. They do.
Yeah.
I think, especially now with the start of school year, getting healthier, getting in shape. So it's a good time. And then you had mentioned about, like, was it your dad who had type 2 diabetes?
Oh, my mom.
Your mom. So like my mom's 90, right? She's loving that Luminate. I need to do a fun post on that with my mother. I took her picture, but she'll talk away. So I should do just a funny little live in there, things like that. So it just inspired me to get this going.
Excellent.
So thank you.
Thanks for sharing. I love when we get to hear how leaders think, because everybody, when you have a NMD leader like Lisa on here, she's thinking like she hears this and she takes what she wants from it. It's like I was saying about going to trainings, and then she puts it through the Lisa Swift filter, and then she has some action steps, and now she's going to actually do things that are going to help her business. We should all do that. All right.
Absolutely.
Final comments. Stacy, got anything? You got the look. I love the look.
I was just going to welcome Veronica back. She was a team member years ago and had just kind of gotten busy with life and distracted, but just wanted to acknowledge her return. We're happy and that she's back. She's in the Dallas area, so I'm excited about that because I'll be able to do some events when we go see the kids and just reconnect. And I know she's working, so she may not be able to talk with us. I think she had her earbuds in. And that she came on today, and she's actually one of 3 Spanish speaking team members that I got this last week, which was really cool that they all came together. So I'm connecting them in a little private chat. And thank you to Nicole for her Spanish events. Like, you know, you see things happening, but again, like you said, Doug, until it really applies to me, then I don't really notice it always. But Nicole did a great job the other night. I could not understand. I did understand my name, un poquito, something like a little bit of something, and a couple of other words. I was like, oh, I know what she's talking about. But most of it, I had no idea. But I was just there to support Veronica and Lorelai and Fatima, my new girls. So thank you, Nicole, for that. And just everybody for your contribution. Everyone really does matter. We make this all better together and we're learning together. And you may post something and it doesn't really get much traction, but just keep at it, keeping the long-term game in mind. Like, this is a marathon business. It's not a sprint. So you can't just do one little piece of activity, expect great results. And I spoke about that in my call this morning that I will post in the Team Transformers, gave 2 really good examples of how just being consistent with activity does pay off, but it may not happen right away. So I hope that'll be an encouragement to you guys too.
Excellent.
Thank you, Stacy. And thank you, everyone. I learned a lot today. So I'm so happy to be here. Even if I don't understand everything, but I'm getting a little bit in there. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone.
We're glad you're here, Veronica. Awesome.
Yes,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Well, we'll be back Thursday at noon. Check out all those events. There's so many great events for this week. Tonight at 9, join me, invite some people to hear the One Simple Change presentation, okay? And we'll chat with them afterwards if they want.
Awesome. Tonight.
9
9 p.m. tonight, right?
Yep, Eastern. All right,
All
guys.
right.
Have a
Good
good one.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Good job, Dougie and Karen.
Thanks, Darren.
Bye.
Bye.